Bonjour. Okay, I'm going to go over what we did yesterday, the day before, and the day before. We've talked about subject diagramming, and it's critical to the lesson we had yesterday, but also to the rest of the time because of conjugating verbs. I can make it easy for you to conjugate verbs, but you have to get these critical parts at first. Okay, le sujet is the subject. It looks very close to the same word. Person, place, or thing doing the action. That's critical in your sentence. The verb, le verbe, is the similar spelling to English. The action being carried out by the subject. Or it can be a state of being, like with the verb to be. It's not really much action going on, but it's a verb. A simple sentence diagram is like this. There's a single line with two divisions. The subject goes in the first, le sujet. The verb goes in the second, verbe, love. And dans the dernière, in the last slot, you have the object of the verb. This object of the verb can only answer who or what to the verb. I love who or what. I love you. Then you have this angled line for adjectives. This is the most simple, the one we're using right now. However, we have moved into prepositions, and you have this angled line. Le sujet, le verbe, l'adjectif. This angled line will always be the prepositional phrase. Prepositions should have a phrase. That's why in English, in the past, you didn't end a sentence in a preposition, because the preposition begs an object. The preposition is, in this sentence, the boys play marbles at park. The at is the preposition. Where do they play? They play at the park. You can't use this slot for a preposition because you can't use it for something that answers where. And again, the adjective, the d'accord. Articles fall in the same category as the adjectives. So these two diagrams are simple. This is what we'll use. What I want to do right now is make you understand the difference between the object of the verb and the object of the preposition. Mainly for conjugation. When you use, yesterday we talked about object pronouns. When you use an object pronoun in French, it changes places. In English, we say, I love you. There's our object pronoun. In French, if you're using an object pronoun, it's going to come before the verb. I, you, love. You would say with a regular noun, you would say, I love David. I love, je t'aime David. But when you say, I love him, je l'aime, it comes before. D'accord? And we talked about object prepositions. These are your object prepositions. Me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les. They will always come before the verb. And it's very noticeable in that simple sentence, I love you, in French. So most people have heard je t'aime, whether they know what it means or not. It means I love you. And the structure is very different, but it's simple, easy to learn. Easy to learn why you use an object preposition and where it goes. The reason you have to know the difference between these two is you wouldn't say I love he. Yeah, you need the other list even in English. It's I love her. The other reason is when you conjugate the verb, it has to be conjugated for the subject. And when you're putting these in a different order, it's confusing. You see you in front, you think this is going to be conjugated for you. It's not in French. Okay? The easiest way around that is at first, circle your subject, make a line to the object or an arrow to the object, and make sure that your ending corresponds correctly, like these, with the verb. I is this box, so its ending is always in that box. And the best way is to draw that circle around the ending, take your subject, draw an arrow, and make sure you're doing it correctly. D'accord? C'est bon.